afternoon, respected dignitaries, invited guests, eminent speakers, industry experts, young enthusiasts, ladies and gentlemen. Very warm welcome to the very intriguing, very interesting panel discussion on way forward for the non-woven industry in India. It is our honor that we are having a privilege to have this futuristic and growth-oriented discussion in presence of our Honorable Minister of Textile, Government of India, Shri Giriraj Singh. Let's have a round of applause. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. All right. So would like to invite our dignitaries on the dais. Honorable Minister of Textile, Government of India, Shri Giriraj Singh, Mr. Bhadresh Dodia, Chairman, Matexil, Mr. Manmohan Singh, Group Executive President, Grasim Industries Limited, Mr. Kamal Johari, Managing Director, Noble Hygiene, Mr. Chirag Pan, Director, Pan Healthcare, Mr. Milind Hardikar, Executive Director, Strategic Affairs Wellspun Group, Mr. Tarun Jagga, Business Head, Staple Fiber, Reliance Industries Limited, Mr. Suresh Patel, President, Nonwoven Federation of India. Everybody, let's welcome our dignitaries on this stage with a huge, huge round of applause. Let's begin this goal-oriented and aspirational interaction by paying our respect to national anthem. I request everybody, please rise at your place. Can I please request Mr. Das to come up on the stage, please, from Reliance Industries?
अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
भारत माता की, भारत माता की. Thank you everybody, thank you so much. Before that, we will give an auspicious beginning to this event and we will proceed for lamp lighting. I request all the dignitaries to come forward, please. Also, I request Mr. Olaf Esele, Strategic Director, Product Development at Trace, FameCare USA. Mr. Ravi Arora, CEO, Textile Business Digest. Mr. Kumar Abhishek, Director, Textile Business Digest. Mr. Sanyal Desai, CEO, Radical Communications. Mr. Neeraj Shah, CFO, Radical Communications. Mr. Manoj Desai, CMO, Radical Exicon.
तत्पुरुषाय विद्महे वक्रतुण्डाय धीमहि तन्नो दन्ती प्रचोदयात्
So now I request Mr. Ravi Arora, CEO, Textile Business Digest, to felicitate our Honorable Minister of Textile, Government of India, Shri Giriraj Singh. Let's have a huge round of applause, everybody. Thank you. Now I request Mr. Sanyal Desai, CEO, Radical Communication, to come forward and felicitate Mr. Bhadresh Dodia, Chairman, Matexil. I now request Mr. Neeraj Shah, CFO, Radical Communication, to come forward and felicitate Mr. Manmohan Singh, Group Executive President, Grasim Industries Limited. I request Mr. Ravi Arora once again to felicitate Mr. Kamal Johari, Managing Director, Noble Hygiene. I request Mr. Kumar Abhishek, Director, Textile Business Digest, to come forward and welcome Mr. Chirag Pan, Director, Pan Healthcare. Once again, I request Mr. Abhishek to welcome Mr. Milind Hardikar, Executive Director, Strategic Affairs, Wellspun Group. I request Mr. Neeraj Shah to come forward and welcome Mr. G.S. Das from Reliance Industries Limited. I request Mr. Sanyal Desai once again to welcome Mr. Suresh Patel, President, Nonwoven Federation of India. Thank you. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Let's have a huge, huge round of applause for all the dignitaries. They have spared their valuable time to be with us and gracing the event. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. So now we'll proceed for the next part of this event, and I thank everybody. Thank you, all the dignitaries, for being here and doing the opening of this beautiful panel discussion with lamp lighting. So I request everybody to please come here and take your seats. We will begin with the speech. So please take your seats here. So it is our sheer honor that we are getting this valuable time and this opportunity to have our Honorable Minister of Textiles' vision and his motto and his speech here, and we are getting this opportunity to have this panel discussion in his presence. Everybody, once again, let's have a huge, huge round of applause, everyone. So, to discuss on insights into biodegradable personal hygiene products, would like to invite Mr. Olaf Isele, Strategic Director, Product Development at Trace Famecare USA, to come forward and give his presentation. Everybody, let's have a huge round of applause.
Hello, I hope you can you hear me? Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, good. So, well, thank you to Radical and TBD for inviting me to this show. I'm very honored to be here. And thank you, Minister Singh, for taking this time out of your busy schedule to be at this industry show, which is important. This industry show, which is important to us. So I'm here in the spirit of collaboration. So I grew up in Germany and I've worked in America and I've worked for 30 years in the nonwoven and hygiene industry. So I've had quite a few experiences, and it is in the spirit of this collaboration that I want to share with you a few slides with you. They are intended as a food for thought for the ongoing discussion, panel discussion that will happen afterwards. So I'm talking about the intersection of the development and expansion of absorbent hygiene products, specifically here also in India, as well as our drive towards more sustainable product development and product use. So my intention is to share with you what is the absorbent hygiene market, what are the trends, what are the general things happening in the world in that market, and then specifically also in India. I'll share some strategies for sustainable design of these hygiene products, which can be made generally for other products as well. And then I'll go into the question of how can we combine this tremendous market growth that is exploding in India with a move towards sustainable industries. So let's first talk about what is absorbent hygiene products, right? So in absorbent hygiene, we have baby diapers, we have sanitary napkins and tampons and other feminine care products. And then we have also adult incontinence for the elderly population and sometimes for light incontinence for younger people as well. And in all of these products, there's also the use of wipes materials. Basically the simplest of all absorbent hygiene products with just one non-woven layer. Now, specifically to India, what we have is astonishing numbers, as I'm sure you know or have an idea, but I'll bring this here up, is that every year in India there are 25 million babies born. Compare that to the United States of America, there are only less than 4 million, or in Germany, where I was born, it's less than 1 million babies. So the numbers are tremendous. In fact, 25 million babies, that's the whole population of Australia or Sri Lanka by comparison. So that's significant, that's huge, as you all know. So that's important for the market growth data to keep in mind. Now, excuse me, there are 400 million women in the age of 14 to 15 years here in India. So that's a huge population that we need to take care of as well. And then there are currently about 100 million people aged 65 years and older that are mostly for this industry interested in the adult incontinence market. So again, those are significant numbers. Now let's look at some other relevant economics for us here. So the GDP growth in India currently is about 6 to 7% per year. Now some industry or finance people are saying that's not very much. I think that's a very healthy and sustainable growth, in fact. And what that means is, and please keep that in mind for the rest of the talk, is that allows a significant growth of middle income and high income populations here in India, which is critical for the move towards sustainability. Now, the personal care market and hygiene market is growing even faster than that one. So that's 10 to 12% every year. That's huge. And I know that many of you and many of the VIPs that have been here on stages, they have to think about every day about expanding capacity to drive and fulfill that demand. So that's significant. So the other component here is specifically absorbent hygiene products. What materials are they using? So 2/3 of the non-woven products, or in wipes it's 100%, they are made out of non-woven materials. Now in India currently there is an oversupply of non-woven availability, which is to a large extent also driven by the COVID-19 crisis, because there were a lot of investments for the medical area as well at that point. Now, what that means is that the primary supply for absorbent hygiene products is provided by an oversupplied market which drives low cost and petro-based non-woven materials, petrochemical based, like polypropylene and polyester. So those are not what we would call sustainable materials, but it is a reality that they have to begin with. Now, Most innovation and product growth and development is based on these topics that you see here that are known in popular culture, right? You see them from rock bands and pop bands all over the world. You make your product bigger, you make it better, you develop it faster, and you make more and more of it. So that's the theme that we see generally throughout the world, or have been seeing throughout the world until now and continuing. But what that means is that those developments typically are what we call a linear product life cycle. So it's not really a cycle at all, but it's a cradle from the production of the materials to the grave, which usually means the landfill or wastewater or other emissions that are going into the atmosphere. Now, one thing that we can do, so clearly this is unsustainable, right? Because it uses resources and you dump them. You use more resources and you dump them. So there's no cycle at all. There's no sustainability. Now, if we include recycling, and recycling is the easiest today for polyester materials, now we are starting to become a little bit more sustainable or less unsustainable. So that's the beginning, but we need to look further. But before I go into other details, I want to share with you what a general model is for the market segmentation in absorption.